Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. So on this video we will share our material for you to learn. We are gonna discuss about parts of the letter. Before we move to the material, let me introduce our team. The first member is myself, Deci Sabatini, then Diah Ayu Lestari, Emilia Putri, and the last member is Isma, Syifa'a, Natasya. We hope that those of you who are watching can listen carefully to the material this time. Let's go!
Hi everyone, we will start the discussion with the definition of letters. So, before you guys learn about part of letter, it is better for you to know what letter is. So, a letter is a written communication tool that is useful for conveying message between the sender and the recipient. A letter is considered a representative of an organization and of course contains the organization's identity. Therefore, it is important for letters to be written correctly and according to writing rules. Okay, because we already know what letter is, we can move to the main topic, which is parts of letter. So, what are the parts of letter? So, parts of letter is a letter consists of four main components. Each component has its own function in introducing and communicating the sender's message to the recipient of the letter. I will share what are the parts of letter. The first part is letterhead. Then we have reference line, deadline, inside address, attention line, salutation, subject line, then body of letter that divide to three parts. Then we have complementary clause, we have signature, enclosure, carbon copy notation, and the last part is postscript. Okay, the first we have the letterhead. The letterhead or letterhead is the part of an official letter which is located at the very top of the letter. The letterhead can also be interpreted as the identity of the sending company or agency.
So the next part of letter is reference line or number initial. Reference line is the initial of the name of the person who detected or signed the letter and who typed the letter. If an incoming letter contains a reference line, then the reply to the letter must also include the reference line for the letter received, and below that the reference line for the reply to the letter must also be included. The reference line is written in the top letter corner, two space below the letterhead. So this is. So example of reference line or number initial is in the picture. Okay, next the part of letter is the date of the letter. The date of the letter should be written completely, namely by include the date, month, and year. When typing the date of the letter, do not use number to indicate the month because this can cause errors. The function of the letter date includes: first, makes it easier to set a time to reply; two, makes recall and scheduling easier for recipients; third, is as a reference and good for administrative and archival officer. So, the date is October 1st, 2016. So, there are two styles of writing the date of a letter in the picture, British style and American style. So, for example, use American style. The next part of letter is inside address. The destination address function as a provider of information to the delivery person so that they do not experience difficulties in sending the letter. Inside address, type 3, space below the date of the letter. Okay, first line is full name and job title. Second line is location or street name followed by house or building number. Third line is city name and postal code. Example of inside address in the picture. First line, Mr. Robert T. Mulder, Finance Manager, where this is full name and job title. Second line, Empire Television Company, 12 West Point Street, where this is a location or street name followed by house or building number. Third line, Portsmouth, Virginia, number 21101, where this is a city name or postal code. The next part of letter is attention line. Attention line is placed two space below the last line of the mailing address, which is used if the letter is to arrive quickly at a certain person in a company. The attention line will feature guarantee that the letter sent will actually arrive or be opened by the person whose name is listed. So, this attention line will guarantee that the letter sent is actually arrived or opened by Mr. Robert Mann. The next part of letter is salutation. Salutation is a greeting addressed to the reader whose name is listed in the mailing address. The opening greeting shows the relationship between the letter writer and letter reader, which can take the form of an official or informal relationship. Example of salutation in the picture. Circled in red is "Dear Sir." Here, you can also use names such as Dear Mr. Robert or this Miss Alia according to the person reading the letter.
Now we will discuss about subject line. Subject line space below the opening greeting. The purpose of the letter is to make it easier for readers to quickly understand the entire contents of the letter. The subject of the letter is usually underlined, but in modern commercial letters it is no longer underlined. Okay, example, the subject line, the image to the set shows the ways of writing subject lines in reply letters. In the first example, the subject line is written in the format subject, purpose, order, number, and the explained one. Even though this format is quick clear, it seems less formal and a little stiff. And then in the second example, the subject line is written in the format RE, purpose, order, number, and the explained one. This format is more commonly used in business communication because it is more concise and directly shows that this letter is a response to the previous letter. Okay, next, the body of the letter. The body of the letter is a description of the purpose of the letter and the things you want to convey. Therefore, the letter must start clearly and must be the same as. The body of the letter are divided into three: one opening paragraph, two body, and three closing paragraph. Okay, next example, the body of the letter. The opening paragraph is intended to explain the purpose or purpose of the letter in a nutshell. Next, the body paragraph or second paragraph explain the details of the letter to provide an explanation of the letter in the form of clear information. And the last, the closing paragraph or third paragraph is the closing sentence of the letter. Okay, now we will discuss the complementary clause or closing greetings in a letter. The closing greetings not only marks the end of our letter, but also reflects the relationship between the writer, and the recipient of the letter. Or the person whose name is listed in the letter address. By choosing the word closing, we can demonstrate the level of formality and closeness of the relationship that we want to convey to the recipient of the letter. And now we see an example of the use of complementary clause in a business letter. Here, the closing greeting, yours faithfully, is used to indicate formality in professional communication. As seen in the example letter, the use of this ending is appropriate because the letter is addressed to readers without mentioning any specific names. This conclusion is followed by the author's name and title, which adds clarity and professionalism. Choosing an appropriate closing site such as yours faithfully helps reinforce the impression of politeness and respect in a formal letter. Okay, now we will discuss signatures. We need to pay attention to important points regarding the placement of the signature on the letter. The position of the signature on a letter can vary both for commercial letters and government service letters. This highlights the importance of understanding the applicable standards in the context of each type of letter to ensure appropriateness and professionalism. Okay, next let's discuss example of signature placement in letters. In business letters, the position of the signature is listed below the name, as seen in the example. Bari Isam, SA, and SC with the position of director. Meanwhile, in official government letters, under the name of the signatory, the employee identification number or NID is included. For example, Dr. Saputra NID blah blah blah. This shows the difference in the signing format between business letters and official government letters.
Part of letter is enclosure. In a letter, there may be something that needs to be attached or included with the letter sent. To attach something with the letter sent must be added to the word enclosure at the bottom left of the letter. Example is copyright form, letter of credit, and other forms. Next part of letter is carbon copy notation. A letter will have a copy if the letter is sent to a third party who is involved or related to the letter issued. The last part of letter is postscript. In commercial letters, postscript is used not to include parts that are left out in the content of the letter, but to emphasize something or a problem that is considered important enough to be posted. Example is, if you order within 7 days, we can give you a 10% discount.
Okay, because we have finished our material, we have some exercises that you can answer to test your memory. The first exercise make the inside address according to the characteristics that have been explained below. Okay, the second exercise, you have to guess what part of letter that the row points to and why. The answer is part of letter that row points to is body of letter, body part, because the content written it contains a description of the purpose of this letter. The contents is about their answering when applying for a job.
The next exercise is to read the letter and match parts 1 until 8 with the description. Pause the video if you haven't found the answer. Is your answer to the previous question correct? If that's true, you're awesome.
The next exercise is to find 6 differences in the following 2 letters. Pause this video if you haven't found the answer to the exercise. After finding the answer, next video to make sure answer is right or wrong. Is your answer correct? If it's true, you are great and thorough. Yay!
Unfortunately, we have reached the end of the video. The last, we have a quiz that you can do at any time. Just scan here. Thank you for your attention, guys. We hope this video is easy to understand and educational for you. See you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.